Hello. In this audio, in this video, we're going to check the unit number 8. Okay, we're going to check the first grammar for this part, which is the passive voice, the activity number 1. In this passive voice exercise, I'm going to start telling you or remember that we use the passive voice when the subject of the sentence is the receiver of the action. It means when it's more important what was done than who did it. Okay, here we have some examples. Popcorn is sold in movie theaters. All movies were filmed in black and white. Many movies have been made in Hollywood. If you see in these three, we have first the verb to be in a different tense and then a main verb, which is its past participle. Okay? That's how we form the passive voice. The verb to be in the main in the tense of the main sentence, and then the main verb in past participle. Okay, remember you need to focus, or you can use the verb list of the verb list that you have at home. Okay, in the passive voice, the beginning goes to the end, the comes to the beginning, the middle remains, but you need to add something extra, that is the verb to be. In the active form that you have there, we can see the subject. The subject in this case is the children. Okay, then you have the verb. This is the verb for the active sentence. This is going to be called the main verb. After the main verb, we have the object, that is the thing that is important in this case. Okay, so we're going to switch things. The object becomes the beginning and it becomes the subject that is in the passive form. So the movie. After the subject, we need to add the verb to be. Okay, but the verb to be, it's going to be in the tense for the main sentence. The active sentence, if you see, we have so. This so is past. So that's why the verb to be is going to be in past. There you have was. And the past participle for the main verb, that is see, see in this case, the past participle is seen. The children who were the subject now becomes the agent. The agent is the person or the people who did the main action, okay? Who did the action which was received. So the movie was seen by the children, okay? You have to compare active and passive. The object of the active sentence, that is movie, is the subject of the passive sentence. If the agent of the action, the person who performs the action, is mentioned, you need to add the by. Now, there's other two examples for the passive voice. Okay, you have to copy these charts and these examples in your notebooks. The active, she saw him. So that is the active. In the passive, you're gonna have he was seen by her. So in this part, we're going to start to check that we're going to switch from subject to object pronouns and vice versa. Some object pronouns into subject. Example, there you have the him becomes into a he. The she went to her. The us becomes a we. The they went to a them. Okay, and if you see there you have again the by. The by is the agent. It helps you to identify who did the action. Now, there are two extra important things that you need to remember. Both the active and the passive voice, the PB, can be used with different tenses, as we see in the first example with the popcorns and that stuff. We saw one in present, one in past, and one in present perfect. Present continuous, I think, but the other one. The tense of the passive sentence is showing the verb be. Okay, the past participle goes with every tense. Okay, If two verbs in the passive voice are always going to be connect with an. Please do not repeat the be. The Oscar ceremony is televised and seen by millions of people. Okay, so now with this one, you have to check the page number 82 of the unit number 8. That is the first grammar. And please solve the exercise 1 and 3 and don't forget to upload that evidence. That is activity 1. Now, other part of the activity number 1 is that you have to copy this chart. If you remember, I told you that from active we can pass to a passive, and the verb to be is the one that is going to tell you which is the tense. So in this case, example, you have future simple. The company will hire new workers. New workers will be hired by the company. So you have the will, that it comes from the first, then the be, that it's the verb to be that we need in all the passive, and then the verb hire in past participle, which is hired. Okay, we have the samples here for those 9. Well, there are 8 tenses, one way to use the infinitives and one way to use the modals. That's the end, I think, for the activity number 1. Now, in the activity number 2, that I haven't switched the number, I'm sorry, is the passive voice. You have to copy this exercise and tell me, what is it, passive or an active? Just read the sentence. Don't tell me anything else. Just tell me, it's an active or it's a passive form. Then this is the activity number 3, not the number 2. You have to copy the following exercises in your notebook and you have to upload your evidence, okay? Please, you have to match the prompts in the columns A, B, and C and then make sentences. There are 11, but I have done 1, so you need to do only 2, okay? Now, let's check this part. The James Bond stories were written by Ian Fleming. It means I really do not care who was Ian Fleming, but what I need to know, and which is important here, are the James Bond story. Okay, the James Bond stories were written by Ian Fleming. That's the end of this activity. Okay, going and focus on this passive and active. You have to please, this is another activity, you have to please solve the page 82 and 82 exercise 2 and 3, and again upload your evidence. Thank you for watching the video and tell me your comments. Thank you.